Right now we're going to be focused in Chapter 1, Lesson 3. I'm on page 1-25 of your Illustrator Revealed book. We're going to talk about working with objects and smart guides. I'm going to complete this lesson in this video. We are going to start with Step 1 in Illustrator 1-27. It wants us to click Edit if you're on a Windows or a PC, or Illustrator on a Mac. And that's one thing that you'll get to know right away, is that they're located in different spots, and it's not cool that it's like that at all, but you'll get to know that right now I'm on a Mac, so you guys may not find this under Illustrator Preferences. So if it's not under Illustrator Preferences, yours will be under Edit Preferences, okay? So go to your Preferences, and then it wants us to click General. For the remainder of this chapter of this book, use this combination of commands to find your preferences dialog boxes below. So you've got all sorts of preferences that you can specify here. They want us to set our general preferences to match figure 31. And again, we're on page 1-27. And pretty much mine has defaulted, very similar. It wants us to click on scale strokes, transform pattern. Up here is very similar to what is already there. Double click to isolate. This one's click, not click, click. Okay, that all looks good, and looks almost similar to figure 31. The keyboard increment determines the distance a selected object moves when you click an arrow key on your keypad. So we'll talk a little bit about that. When you have an object selected, you can actually inch it over or move it over a point by point, which is a pretty cool, handy tool. Okay, so some of these things are helpful to us as we move forward. Now, Step 3, click Units on the left side of the Preferences dialog box. Again, I'll go back in there. If we go down to Units, make sure your settings match those in figure 32. So it looks like it says inches, points, points. So we want to identify objects by object name. We want our stroke to be set at points, and that's our outline. And we want our type to be set at points. A lot of times, some of these software programs may default to picas, which makes it rather difficult for us to navigate around. We all prefer to work in inches. I'm almost sure of it. So just, if you can, double check your preferences before you begin a document and make sure that you're set to inches. All the general artboard measurements in this book are based on inches. As I mentioned, that's how we enjoy working most cases. Okay, number 4, click Guides and Grid in the left side of your Preferences dialog box. I keep going out just so that those of you who haven't done it yet can get used to where it's at. Guides and Grids. Then make sure your settings match those shown in figure 33. Okay, looking. Cyan, lines, light red, lines 1, 8, select. That looks about right. Note that you have options for showing your guides as dots. Number 5, click Smart Guides in the left side of your Preference dialog box, then enter the settings shown in figure 34. So look around there and make sure that you have pretty much the same thing entered, which it looks like it is. Now, it's a good idea for your smart guides to be a distinctly different color than your ruler guides in Artboard Grid. And then it says click OK. Okay, so now we're ready to actually get down and do the work. If you notice, earlier chapters are quite simple in the fact that We're not really doing work. We're just setting our specifications for the document at hand. So now we're about to resize objects. It wants us to open AI 1-2, which we're sort of there already. Save it as objects. Go to my menu, File, Save As. Objects. I'm going to save that on the desktop. I can let it default. Say OK. Click View on the menu bar, then verify that the bounding box command says Show Bounding Box. Right now it says Hide Bounding Box, so you want to click there. If you go back, it says Show Bounding Box. Okay. Now that's pretty important. Now number 5, click and drag various handles and note how the object is resized. Okay, so you can actually you can see all of these. Okay, so next you will want to make sure that you follow step 3. Click the selection tool, which we have. Then click the pink square to select it. The paths and the anchor points that draw the square are revealed, so you can see where those are located at. So this is a path, and this is an anchor point. Okay, now go to View and click Show Bounding Box. What ends up happening is these hollow handles kind of show up. It's a little bit different. So the bounding box actually selects the entire content, the entire shape and the contents, whereas before it wasn't showing us that. 5, click and drag various handles and note how the object is being resized. So you can just see how that works slightly. All right, when you're done experimenting, undo all the moves you made. I usually do a Command Z or Control Z on the PC. You can also go to Edit, Undo. Okay. Number 7, press and hold down Shift while dragging the top left corner handle to the left edge of the document. Okay. The object is resized proportionately, and then undo the move. So undo that when you're finished. Number 9, click the green circle to select it. Number 10, press and hold down Option for the Mac, or that will be Alt on the Windows. Then start dragging any one of those handles, and look what happens. It kind of resizes it from the middle, from the center point. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Hold down Option, click, it resizes from the center point. Now it wants us to keep that held down while still holding it. Press and hold Shift. See, it'll do it proportionately when you have the Shift held down with Option, okay? Which is very cool. Okay, scale the circle to any size, which I did, and then undo the move. Select on the menu bar, then click All for number 14. I usually do Control A or Command A. Now I'm highlighting everything on the page. Make sure you do that. Number 15, using the skills you have learned in this lesson, reduce the size of the objects in proportions so that they are very small on the artboard. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do it like this at first. A little bit smaller. I'll undo it. Now hold down Option, click, drag down, and hold Shift so that it does it proportionately. And now it's very small. Now it wants us to go for step 16 and do click File, Revert. File, Revert. It says reverting will lose your current changes. That's okay. I still want it to revert. See, it reverts back to the initial document. Okay, so that was your first lesson in Chapter 1, Lesson 3. And we will continue to utilize these same type of skills throughout Chapter 1